Live, we're jubilant. Yeah, so I guess it's a welcome into the pondside chat. Uh,
You really need to start giving me a heads up for these things.
yeah,
Yeah.
cool
See, I
bug.
don't even think Bug's ready.
Oh,
See?
yeah,
Oh,
appears not.
let me see. All
Let me
right, how do
let
I
me get
sound?
it there. Uh,
Am I in the
can you turn
correct
up the
channel?
gain on your microphone?
Oh shit, I don't have that option. No,
Can you
not
put it
this.
closer to your mouth?
How does this sound?
That's should be loud enough. That should be sufficient.
All right, let me. I have to kind of lean forward. Hang on. How do I? How do I make myself louder? Come on.
You can
Oh,
turn
voice.
down your Discord response volume, and that should make you a little bit louder. I can manually put you up to 200%.
Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, put me up to 200%.
I have you at there already.
All right. Am I too loud? Am I too quiet?
You should be just fine.
All right. I'm leaning forward just a little bit so that my microphone actually picks me up properly.
Yeah, no, just like get comfortable, get comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
This
anyway,
microphone was $15. So
I mean,
that
all
that
right.
is
So my mic setup was exceeding $170
yeah.
because this is just the thing I do, and like I don't even have a good interface. I just have a decent like dynamic microphone, which means that when I get over here, it stops hearing me as well. Like
You
if I
want to
just
know what's
lean
really
over out the way, like basically there's a cone that comes right out the front of it that I have to be within, or else it does not hear me.
yeah. What's really funny is like I had to like this whole rig is absolute trash fire. Like I for the first year I owned this machine, I had no speakers and one screen. So like a year into it, I was able to afford a second screen so I could do stuff side by side. I still had no speakers. These are just like portable speakers that I plugged into the top of the thing. So like it's literally like this, those shitty speakers that you're supposed to like sync with your phone, but it also has a plug on it. That's what I'm using to listen to audio.
Yeah, I know what you're
Just
talking about.
just like
Uh, now I don't have
unco.
any speakers plugged into this, but I have a TV as my second monitor, and that has speakers in it, and it seems to work, I guess. If I need to have something on a speaker, otherwise I just have my little Sony headphones from the '90s plugged in.
If I plug it in and it works, then it gets plugged in and it works, right?
Yeah, why touch it? Why fuck with something that ain't broken, right?
I fiddle with what doesn't need to be faddled.
Yeah. Now, as of course, the people can read the description of the video and see that it is in fact you, CoolBug. So, would you like to share a little bit about yourself before you really dive into the deep end?
Uh, what do I even share about myself that's interesting? I'm kind of just a dweeb who does IT IRL. Um, I've been drawing as a hobby for about 5 years, and after seeing a video by I think it's pronounced Bui BWBUI.
It's like the thing that floats in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Buoy.
Bui. I saw his video about Wani, and I ended up watching all of Wani on a stream, and it was really really cool. And then somebody explained to me that it's sort of, but not really, the sequel to something called Snoot Game. And when I looked that up, the first thing that came up was not somebody playing the actual Snoot Game. It was somebody playing the Puppet Pals mod. And I really liked Schizo, so I drew some Schizos for the thread, and that was about a year ago now. It's a weird thing to consider, but like I had to crash course learn about how 4chan does things because I really haven't used 4chan ever before in my life. Before I was drawing dinosaurs for people in trash.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I still don't use 4chan at all.
Honestly, kind of fair. Like the problem is that there's just such a off ratio of like good posts to not good posts. It's like I guess it's just like Twitter, right?
No social media really has a good ratio of good posts to bad posts.
Right. I mean, I guess my deep dark villain origin story why I don't really have much social media is like, I'm sorry, I must come clean. I was a redditor.
Oh
I
no.
was I was on the Reddits for the Dark Souls series, like getting into fights about the lore, and then I was like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And so I stopped, and that was like, oh my god, that I would have still been in college when I was doing that. So that's like more than 5 years ago at this point.
I mean, I technically have a Twitter account that I should be advertising things on, but I don't. It's
I
more
set
of
up a
a.
Twitter to advertise my fucking game projects that have been dead in the water for most of the year.
You want to talk about your game projects?
I mean, I guess I could say like three of them have been published. None of them I consider real game projects. They are literally just projects where I forced myself to learn how to code and model. And like the more time I spend doing development, the thing that appeals to me the most is 3D modeling and then illustrations and texturing and stuff like that. I'm still not a fan of UV unwrapping. If there was some way that I could build my 3D models without having to UV unwrap, I would like kill for it. I would kill slash die for it. As for actual coding, my coding knowledge is very, very weak, which is surprising considering I work in IT. But like, you have to understand when I'm in IT, that is 50% fixing the networking problems that the customer inflicted on themselves, and 50% like digging through their database to fix problems that they inflicted on themselves.
So it's always the customer's fault.
It's frequently the customer's fault. I will say that the ratio is about 20% my organization's fault, 40% the customer's fault, and 40% the environment's fault. When I say the environment, I mostly mean the Microsoft manufactures a product that we rely upon in order to build our product. And so fuck Microsoft. You keep moving shit. Like we had a customer where it was like 18 bugs for one customer, and all of the bugs were, hey, we found another method where you have to redo the logging system because Microsoft changed which DLL the logging system is in, and so now this method doesn't compile anymore.
Oh dear God. I don't think I could handle that.
You
That
you
seems
know
like a
what?
huge pain in the ass.
I don't know if I can handle it either. I kind of hate it, but like I'm making decent money doing it, so I was able to afford a house.
I mean, my work is just hard on the body, not really hard on the mind. So I was able to buy my house that way.
There's something so great about being uh, a physical job. Like since I started working in the yard, like gardening, I'm not that good at gardening or anything like this. I mostly just grow like plants I can throw into salsa, like tomatoes and mint and stuff like that.
That's
We
everything
can't
you
put
need.
mint.
Just good salsa.
Yeah, you don't put mint in salsa, but it's just little annuals like that. Like the difference between an annual and a perennial is that it basically goes to seed and dies, and then versus a perennial, which goes into a dormant state and then wakes back up in the springtime. I'm pretty sure that's the distinction between the two of them. But yeah, it's just kind of annuals that make fruits like little bitty jalapeno plant that I get two whole jalapenos out of, and then tomato plants that mostly get eaten by the fucking tomato hornworms.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think of these hornworms? Do you think they're cool?
Um, they are interesting bugs.
I'm gonna take that close enough so I can put a title card on this. I'm fucking with you, of course. Yeah, no, I do a little bit of gardening. It's like it's mostly just planting onions and potatoes and saying that's a garden, and then they never grow. And I mow my yard.
Oh, you might have to get a raised bed if you want to grow onions. The
I
problem
have
with
a raised
onions,
bed.
oh,
It came with
okay.
the house.
The problem with onions is that they leach into the soil around them, and it tends to choke out any plant near them that isn't also an onion.
Well, I don't. Most of what's in there, I don't want in there, but the onions, because I eat onions like I eat apples.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
kind of
eat the
wish I had more.
paper. I don't eat the
Like,
paper. I should say that much.
I do like onions. Red onions are probably my favorite in the actual, like actually eating raw.
I'm a big fan of just eating the white onions raw.
Red onions are just my favorite. White onions are probably the best for cooking down if you want to make caramelized onions.
You can do so much with the white onions, man. It's great.
Yeah, you can. Onions are just so versatile. They're the backbone of both versions of the Trinity, the vegetable Trinity that you always start a stock with.
Mm-hmm.
There's one version that is carrots, onions, and celery, and the Louisiana variant that is the same thing, but you replace carrots with bell peppers.
Onions are important to human evolution, I think.